Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone, and welcome back in today's session. Today we are on the day number 4 of our class, and we are going to be pick up the concepts now from the business analyst perspective, specifically from the business analyst perspective. Before I go to the actual actual work, I was thinking one point. We are talking from the last 3 days that BA is the one who need to gather the requirement. Okay, fine, Atul. That's fine. Yes, we understood. But what do you mean by the word requirement? What do you think, Bikola? What do you think? What does the requirement mean here? How you can define requirement?
Well, requirement is basically what we're trying to get done.
What trying to get done? Okay.
The we're trying to build or modify or
create or decommission or
yeah,
refresh. Okay. Okay, Hitesh, what do you think? What is requirement?
I think so. For example, if client has to kick off maybe or maybe add a new feature into the existing application or their enterprise, whatever, and then they rely on us seeking a help, how we do what we do. Please help us, sort of understand, and then we gather, how fast do you want this to be deployed, or what are the interface, what framework you want to sort of work. So stuff like that. So for example, if there is maybe there's an application or whatever that they want to have integrated into the SAP ERP. So I'll start probing questions. So yeah, so
Okay.
gathering requirements, basically understanding about the needs. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But you missed out the word here. I did not ask that what is gathering the requirement. I asked what is requirement.
Oh, so requirements. I mean, I don't know how do I put this in words, but I think I have in my mind.
Go ahead. Because this is also one of the skills that you have to be take care whenever you're going to talk to the customers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I would term it in a layman language would be needs.
Okay.
That a client wants to have it in place.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can we say the function?
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
functional.
Can we say function as well?
Function, not a right word, because if you say function, then it has a different meaning.
Okay.
But function is a requirement. But I'm asking what is a requirement? Function is an example of that requirement.
Is a need, something that one
something that need. So whenever, so being a business analyst, being a consultant, I learned this thing from experience in the last 6 to 7 years. Whenever anybody asks any question from you, okay, because in the beginning I said that it is a kind of a knowledge sharing session. It's not like not 100% training. So what I learned that if someone asks you any question, we should think from the in and around to us to answer that part. Like I say, I ask Hitesh what is the requirement. He says my client needs something. If we are talking to my father asked one day, you every time you sit on the call, what you do? I said I do UATs, I support this call, I support this project. At the last, you know what he say? I did not understand what you do. It means I'm not able to tell him that I'm a business analyst and I'm doing this thing. I'm not able to explain him what I do in my day-to-day office. For him, it is a one thing that he sit 11 o'clock, keep headphone, at 9 o'clock, he put down the headphone. What I do, he don't know. After telling that as well, he did not understand because I did not articulate that part in the layman language. I started using my terminologies. I do UAT. He don't know what is a UAT for him. He don't know what is the goal line for him. If I say that you are using a phone, if this phone is working, functions working properly, I'm supporting that part. Then he understood, acha, acha, acha. So you fix this part. I said, no, I just get the requirement, what you want. Then he said, I want one radio button here. See, so this is the ask of a customer here. So this thing I'm saying, being a consultant, it is not necessary that you have to be start thinking from the sky. Maybe we have to be start thinking from the bottom now. What this mean? Why he need?
Right.
What is the purpose of that? Okay, so now let's come to the official, what I can say, meaning of the requirement. A condition or a capability needed by a stakeholder to solve a problem or to achieve a objective. Now again, I'll come to the same point. Why you guys are in this training? Same answer. Want to grow, want to earn more, want to get a new role. It means that is your requirement. That is a condition in your career. That is a capability you want to build to solve a problem. What problem? To get a hike, to get a good job, or to achieve an objective. My society should call me, yes, he is the good business analyst. That is the meaning of the requirement here. The only thing is that these are the questions asked in the interview. And don't take me wrong, Hitesh here. The way you answer, everybody answer the same way. When I ask, okay, what is service now? I took the interview. I asked, okay, what is service now? Service now is the big tool for ITPM, ITSM. I said, come on, I'm just asking, what is service now? I did not ask that what functionality they are giving to us. No.
Correct.
Why? Because we have a lot of knowledge in our mind. Going in the ground level, we're going in the sky. Maybe to impress. In the interview, definitely to impress. Maybe to show off sometime. Or maybe we're not able to articulate or combine all those words which are easy to understand. If you, I'll give one example. Again, these examples are related to this part. I'm pursuing my PhD as well. Okay, so approximately 3 or 4 months back, I have a session. Our classes was there on the weekend. Okay, so one thing is told to us during that part, that whenever you are writing your paper, that research paper, or when you are writing your proposals or the thesis or the pre-thesis, make sure you use the English word which is easily to understand. So that the person who is reading your thesis, the person who is reading your research paper should able to articulate and put down the some observation from there. If you want, let me try to show you something. I'll give you that link. Shashi English test. Yes, I'll ping you this link. Okay, let me show you. And then I'll tell you that why these things are required. Now see, if I speak truly, I'm sure we four are not able to pronounce this word at least. Meaning is the second part. Can anyone pronounce this word?
Agatocalcological.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now see, this is a very big and heavy word. And let me share this video. Go to this video, it's very good. But when you get these meanings, you will be surprised. Oh, this is so easy. The only problem is that he is using so heavy words which only he can understand, nobody else can understand. So being a consultant, I know Hitesh has a good technical knowledge. He is doing what he is doing, he know, but he is not able to articulate or put those things in a simple words. Right? So this is what I learned in my experience here. And this is one of the major thing for the business analyst. Now, when I say the requirement, that is a need. In simple word, that is meaning a need only. Need or capability Needed by stakeholder. You are my stakeholder. You have a problem or you want to achieve an objective. Now the question comes. We have a parameter on a requirement. And this is called the SMART. In agile world, if you're working in a project and they're using agile and you have to create the user story, then they say, please create the story as per SMART. What SMART says? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. I want to go to Agra or I want to go to Delhi. Is it specific? No. Is it measurable? No. It is achievable? Yes. It is realistic? Yes. It is time bound? No. Why? Not specific. Where you want to go in Delhi, you did not tell. How you want to go Delhi, you did not tell. So that I cannot measure that how much the expenses are going to be incurred. Time bound. When you want to go, how many days you want to be stay. So being a business analyst, it is always required to capture the things in this format. So remember, where we have a BACCM model, change, need, solution, stakeholder, on the same part, we have to be define this thing as well, that what requirement I have. So what they say is, when you are using the SMART, if you think that it's not be specific, I'm not getting, let's say example. Hitesh, can you make a coffee? Okay, but is it a specific part? You should put a question. Being a consultant, you should put a question up front. Atul, how many people are there? Okay, 4 people. Okay, ठीक है. Again, you should put a question. Black coffee or milk coffee? Black coffee. Okay, with sugar, without sugar? With sugar. So now if you see that we are going on this part, so you are able to understand that what is specific and what is measurable here. Because at the end, everything has been associated with the money only. At the last, it's all about money. Let me include Wumi as well. She's waiting, I guess. Okay. These things you have to be, or we, not you, we have to be understand from the business analyst perspective. It is a dependent, non-dependent. Like I put example, I want to go to moon. Being a middle family class person, it is not realistic for me to go to moon. It's required a lot of money. I tell you, when we were kid, so if someone say or someone asks that, oh, you want to go to USA? Yes. And we ask our parents how much money we want. You know what our parents says? You need a full briefcase of money. Then you can go to the USA. That time it was unrealistic. But now seems it is realistic now for me. Because currency has been changed, ways has been changed, working has been started, self-settled, parents are there, they're supporting, families are supporting. So now it's become realistic for me. But in the older days, it was 100% unrealistic. We cannot go. We are not able to go because we don't have a money. Someone say it is realistic, but it's not a measurable. Two bags of briefcase you need to be travel. Come on, what 2 briefcase? Big, small, medium, very small, very medium, very large, what type of? It is achievable, yes. Work hard, earn more, go. Time bound, I want to go in the 10 years, yes. So whenever you are be talking to your customer, you have to be follow these principles in your mind. If any of these parameters is missing, it means your requirement is not clear, or it will create a problem for you at the later side when you are going to be develop that particular product for the customer. Clear till this point? Bukola, yes, Panmi, and welcome Bhumi.
Welcome Bhumi.
She's on mute, no problem. Okay, Bhumi, you are speaking something, Bhumi. Sorry. Okay, we'll discuss little later. Now I come to the book here. Okay, so we are going to follow this book, and don't ask Atul share this book. No, we will say that till now what we did in the last 3 days, we understand that what is the business analyst, what is business analyst, stakeholders, BACCM core model, that is what we discussed on the 2 days back. And now we are going to be start on the requirement classification schema. Because being a BA, requirement is your bread, butter, jam, milk, egg, everything for us. If no requirement, no work. I'm telling you, if no requirement, no work for us. So now what this says is that we have a few type of requirements. Number one is called the business requirement. Yesterday we saw the business enterprise analysis. This is coming from that area only. My business says, my company says, I want to achieve $2 million profit in next financial year. Which give me a why a change has been initiated. Unless you will not have a goal in your mind, it will not work for you. Maybe you are attending this training. It is a business requirement. There's a position open in your company which they need the business analyst. And now you know that if I get that position, I may travel to client side. My salary will be increased and I can be settled down in a good position. So that is the objective. So that is your company objective, that they want some good business analyst. And to achieve that, it become a stakeholder requirement. So this says statement of goal. When you enter, when you join any company on the day one of the induction, company's HR or the director says, this is our vision. This is our mission. Those are the business requirement. And being a lateral, we always ignore those slides. We say, why we're worrying about this? We have to do our project. That's all. But if you know the business requirements, it is easy for you to be grow as well. So it is a goal, objective, or the outcome that describe why the change has been initiated. And it is not for the one person, it is for the complete enterprise, complete business area. Like few approximately 2 or 3 years back, I started noticing one thing, that instead of company building their reputation in the market of the technology field, they started putting their steps into the CSR activities, social responsibility activities, sorry, corporate social responsibilities. Why? Because that helped them maybe to get a good resources, maybe to say in the society that we care about the people as well. But that is or maybe that is the goal, to support the society, to build, to work for to serve for the society. So that is the business requirement. And then to fulfill that requirement, they initiated a process in the company. Every weekend we have a free education drive for the needed people, needy students. They opted 1 or 2 schools and they started that part. And that is applicable for the whole enterprise. Second part comes the stakeholder requirements. Describe that needs a stakeholder that must met in order to achieve the business requirement. If I give a normal example, my son should get married. As a parent, that is my business requirement. And to achieve that business requirement, I have a stakeholder requirement. My son says, I need a good girl, should be working in an IT company, should be earning like this. That is his requirement because he is my stakeholder. That is his requirement, but he want to achieve the main requirement, that is he want to get married. But to do that part, he has some on requirements, and they may serve as a bridge between business and the solution. Remember one thing, CEO or CTO will never come to Hitesh, Bhumi, Funmi or Bikola or me. Hey Atul, can you implement metaverse, or maybe can you implement RPA? Can you implement automation in my project? No, in my company, no. They will never come to you. The people will come to you. Maybe the practice leads, maybe the project leads, maybe the project managers, maybe the architect, maybe the capability leads. They will come to you and say, Hitesh, we have a goal from the company perspective. We need to be implement automation in the next 4 months. That is their requirement. You say, okay, I will do. So that is their need, but it is aligned with the business requirement. And to achieve this, we have a solution requirement. Now the cross question comes. Okay, boss, you said that we have to be implement automation testing in our company. Let's talk about the process for this. Let's talk about the capabilities for this. Do I have a capability to do that part? In foreign countries, specifically in Europe area, I saw that the skilled labor, I'm not saying it's a labor, I'm saying it's a skilled labor like plumbing, electricians, they're too costly. And the people call them a certified plumber or certified electrician. They're too costly because they're perfect in their solutioning part. But to save the money, people start working on this front now. I'll give you one beautiful example. In my last company, I have one scrum master. He says, boss, I'm going on a leave for 2 weeks. That's fine. He has a right, he can go. And we generally ask, okay, where are you going? And you will be surprised to get his reply. He says, Atul, I'm not going anywhere from my house. I have to paint my house and the garden area, and I'm taking leave for the same. I said, you can call to plumber or the painter to do that part. No, it's too costly. I can do myself as well. That is the capability he's talking. It is maybe your company has a capability. Maybe your company don't have a capability. If have a capability, they will provide the solution. If they don't have a capability, they will build the capability. Again, in your company, Bikola, maybe Hitesh, maybe Bhumi, maybe Funmi. In your company, you are working as a business analyst, but you don't have a knowledge of that area. You're not able to provide the solution. You show off that I have a capability, but actually you don't have a capability for the same. That is when you are not able to meet the stakeholder requirement, and it give a problem to you, and it become a need for you, and then you attend the training for the same. So what solution requirement says that describe the capabilities and the qualities of a solution. Means I am capable to do that part. Do I have a skill? After finishing my 7 ServiceNow batches, I get a confidence and I said, let's go for the business analyst course now. That is my capability and that is my quality of a solution that met the stakeholder requirement. To meet you guys requirement, I started this part. Now what they say there's a 2 type of requirements in the solution part. I know it's very boring. These sessions are literally boring, but these are the basics we have to be understand. Only then you can go for the further documentation part. Functional and non-functional. By getting this training, maybe your non-functional requirement enhance. Your way of thinking has been changed. I tell you, before taking the admission in the PhD, and now after downloading 6 or 7 months, I see a change in myself. The way of working, the way of thinking on the concepts has been changed for me, because I read a lot of papers in the background. For approximately 1-2 months back, I read a lot of papers, research paper, 20, 30, 40 pages paper I read. And then I came to know, my God, what public is doing in the world. People are writing like anything. It changed the way I do my work. It changed the way I think for that particular requirements. So it can be functional, it can be non-functional. Functional capability that must have a behavior and the information that solution will manage. Non-functional, it can be quality of services. Till now, when I make a cup of tea, it did not taste well. But my wife says, please boil on the number 2 or number 3 only, not boil on the number 6. It did not enhance my functional, but it include my services. Now I'm able to make a good cup of tea. So it can be directly, it can be indirectly impacting you or working or required for the stakeholder. That is, we have to be understand. Clear everyone till this point. Question. Let me come back here.
Nothing from my end.
Funmi and Nicola. The things why this need to be understand, because when you're getting the requirement, you should know that it is a functional or non-functional. I'll give one more example. Suppose there is a marriage in my house. There's a marriage of my sister in my house. Things has been arranged functionally. Means we have a proper DJ person, we have a proper caterer, we have a proper stage person, event guy is there. But if I put a good return gift for the relatives, it will enhance the quality. There's a no difference on the function part. There's no difference. Marriage will be happen in the same manner that has been decided. But if I put the things for my relatives, maybe a good return gifts along with sweets and something else, if I put some good options or good things at the time of return, they will be more happy. That is a non-functional requirement, and that will improve the quality of service. Maybe due to this, if anything fail in the functional part or not worked as expected, can be overcome as well. So when you go for the requirement getting, customer never tell you that it is a functional or it's a non-functional. It's you have to be decide it's a functional or a non-functional. And hence the user experience is a non-functional. And do build a logic for operations or the things, it is a functional requirement. Okay, and at the last we have a transition requirements, which says describe the capabilities that solution must have and conditions the solution must meet to facilitate transition from current state to the future state. Good. Everybody is using the smartphone, right? And we say in our example that smartphone is an example of the transformation. What changes you find in this transformation? What you find new, what you find good, what not good or bad, what you find new in this transformation? In the smartphone, you're able to use the internet, right? On the smartphone, there is a no keyboard. You can actually do with fingers and you can dial the number. But if from your smartphone, if I remove the functionality of call, will it be work for you or not? What do you think? Hitesh, go ahead.
No, I mean, of course. Then why don't you buy the iPad then?
It means, I mean, it is not a functional requirement. Yeah. It is a transitional requirement. And what this says, it means the solution must meet the facilitate the transition from current state to the future state, but which are not needed once the change is completed. It means if you remove the calling function from the phone, it is not a phone for me. I cannot say it is a phone. I maybe say it is a box. It is an iPad, it's something else. So it means calling should be required to make the transition requirement as clear. Maybe calling can be done one button or two button, that's fine, but it should be there. Transition requirement address topics such as data conversion, training, or the business continuity. In the layman or the IT world, these are the things which we use here. And these things you have to be understand if you're working on of the migration projects or the transformation projects. What is must? Without this, if I say, okay, let me ask, Bikula, you use the internet banking, right? Bikula. Okay.
Speaking on mute if.
Yes, maybe. Okay, Hitesh, you use the internet banking, right?
I do, yeah.
If from the internet banking, I remove the option to make a transfer, will it be a good point for you?
No, I think it's a disaster.
Disaster. It means
Yeah.
this is a transitional requirement. Maybe
Okay.
maybe you are using a internet banking app, but if in the app I remove the transfer option,
Right.
you say
Right.
it's a waste for me.
So just
Balance check.
okay.
So go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. So just to add, I have an application called ICICI Bank. I'm sure you're aware about this being in India.
Yes.
Yes. This application has a bunch of features. Okay.
Right.
UPI, whatever, QR, I mean,
Yes.
IMPS, RTGS, whatever, XYZ, but they don't have option of changing your address. So because
Yes.
you cannot go to the bank branch, which is in the other state or city. So forcefully, if someone wants to do that, they have to go to their home branch. What if they fix it in the application? Will this call as transition requirement? Just asking.
No. So now it become a functional requirement. The reason is that because maybe due to security reasons, they did not giving that option in the app. Otherwise, I can log in from if I get your phone and I can change the password and I can change the address and all the things will be ordered at my point. If I think from the customer perspective, yes, it is a transitional requirement. But if I talk from the company perspective, banking perspective, or banking standard perspective, it is a security breach. Anybody can do anything from that part.
Yeah,
so they say, if you want to do nowadays I tell you how much advanced they are. I'm not sure in ICICI I'm not sure, but in other bank which I'm using here or in previously when I was in first company. So I just place an order that I want to change the address. One person from the bank branch will come at my home, collect the documents and go. Up to this much they can do, but they'll not allow you to change the address automatically from the app itself. So multiple reasons happen.
Yeah.
Now, if I say why there is a lock option available on the TV, child lock, because maybe being an adult, you see or you watch Netflix, Amazon, some other apps. Maybe in apps you watch other kind of serials or web series which can be not good for kids. It can be for adult, romance, killer, multiple things. To stop that, they have a transition requirement that boss, kids should not see these things. So let's put a lock on the first page. It was earlier as well in our old TV version, but that was a click, and now I'm giving you the complete passcodes as well. By speaking, you can open. By passcode, you can open as well. So that becomes the transition requirement. So being a consultant, you have to understand that what should be there. Always remember, must met the facilitate transition from the current to the future. Either you build a small phone, a big phone, but calling SMS option should be there. I don't care it is a 1-inch screen, 2-inch screen, or 5-inch screen. If it don't have a calling option, it is a waste for me. Otherwise, everybody can go and buy iPads only. Correct? So these are the things which a consultant we need to be understand. Now, next point which we discussed already, stakeholder, and I don't want to put the time here because it is already done for us with the biggest detail we have done that part. So anyone to whom you are responding, who has a need and you are working to meet that need is a stakeholder for me. Your end user, customer, SME, architect, developer, anybody can be a stakeholder for you at any point of time. So that we are not going to be discussed. Let me open it and go to the agenda here, because now I want to follow this book clearly. OK, yes, this one is good point. Requirement and design. Let's see what we have here. So what they says that what is requirement and what is the design here. Let me go little up. I did not have a slides for this now because copy pasting, better to copy paste. I'll just do that part. So we understood the meaning of the requirement. Design means when I convert that English words in a graphical representation, it become a design for me. Maybe the blueprint. When I was very old, approximately 3 or 4 years age, my father go to the architect. He say that I want to build a 3-bedroom house. He said, OK. That particular architect asked a requirement, and after a few days he came with the design on the paper. Earlier it was paper only. If you want to do, you have to you have to put on the paper. But now we have a different tools available to do that part. In our BA terminologies, we call them as a kind of a prototype. Prototype is one is not a right word. We can say as a wireframing, that how it will be look like when it has been developed. And you will not believe, I worked for a customer in one of the company. That guy asked me, Atul, please show me the design of a form as well. Which field will be appear what side, right, center, left, up, down. I put approximately 20 fields to show him. I created that design to show him. Once he approved that screen, only then I asked my developer that, boss, go ahead and make a form in the system, in the tool now. How I done that part, that is called the wireframing. That is a designing part. So what a BA says, or what this term says here, allocating, analyzing, validating, managing the requirement is the core activity of a BA. We will discuss this diagram in depth in tomorrow. OK, so these are the, let me show you if I can. Yes, this one. So if you say, Atul, I am a BA, whole life of the BA will be gone only in these sections. Requirement planning, requirement allocations, requirement analysis, documentation, solution, and requirement communication. Few guests are coming at my home. My wife started this part, planning and management. Where to stay, how many days they are staying, who are coming, how many are old guys, a young guys, any kid, what type, what age of that kid. That is the planning. And now started to me. Then analysis, then this. I don't want to go in this picture now. We will discuss this in tomorrow's discussion. Let's go back to our area. But in short, if you are a BA, these 5 things should be in your blood. Being a consultant, I do only these things as of now. Mainly not this, but this has been small bit I do, but this on the day-to-day basis, approximately every hour I put one step, I do one step at least. I get requirement, I analysis, I set the solution and go back to my customer for the sign off. Let's come back here. Okay, but it says how it is important to recognize that business analysts are also responsible for the definition of design. It is an initiative. It is not compulsory, but it is a design is a good for the business analyst that how it will be look like. And always remember, being a business analyst, never talk to your customer in the technical terms. Again, the same thing happened with one of my friend. Me and my friend, it was very early stage for me when I become the new BA. And I feel very proud. Oh, I'm a BA now. So my company says go to the client side and there's a workshop for the 4 days or 5 days. Go and get the requirements. I said, OK, without any experience, without any proper experience. I said, OK. So me and one of my technical architect went to the client side. Fine. He's a good client. He's a good architect, technical part, I must say. OK, discussion started. What are you doing? I'm saying that I'm doing the change management, incident, problem and request. OK, fine. Discussion started. After 30-40 minutes, discussion more in the depth now. And now that architect, the solution architect who came with me, start using the ServiceNow terms. That we have a business rule, we have a client policy, we have a UI policy, we have this, we have that. And after lunch, client says to me, Atul, please ask this guy either talk in the functional part, either don't talk. Because it is tough for the client to be understand that what is the meaning of the business rule here? What is the meaning of the UI policy here? If Hitesh wife come into this call and start using the medical jargons, medical words in front of us, we gone. I'll say, Hitesh bhai, I'll not attend this call tomorrow because I'm not understanding. But yes, if she talk to us in a layman language and using there some medical terms and explaining us, then we're able to understand that part. If required, only then use the technical words. If not, don't go for this. Try to be, because the customer saying, boss, you are here to understand my problem. And how you understand the problem when you talk to the customer in his own language so that you can understand that part. So now let's come back here. So requirements are focused on the need. Design are the focus on the solution part. A very, very good point. You get, I want to make a cup of tea. That is a requirement. That is a need. How to make a coffee or the cup of tea? It is a design. It means you say need stove, need fry pan, need tea bags, need sugar, need milk, need water, and need cups. And we can make a cup of tea for you. OK, and when you design, when you start designing, then also a lot of questions come on the requirement. Like if I say, I want to go on the moon. Hitesh says, OK, I will build a simulation for you. But when you start that simulation environment, then you're able to, then you have a lot of questions in your mind. Atul, is this much weight? Is that simulation will carry that weight or not? Shall I show everything on the moon, or shall I show just one portion and give a little glimpse that it's look like this manner? That is it's come into the picture now. And what this says in the definition part here, requirement. These are the requirement. View 6 months sales data across multiple organization units in a single view. What you will provide, what solution you will do? You will say, let's have a dashboard on the place. See, this is a requirement, actual business requirement. Being a consultant, okay, you need in a single view, report, dashboard can be done. I'm not saying that you have to use Excel sheet. No, I'm saying that I will be give you the dashboard. Now the question come after this. The dashboard should be on where? In an app, in Excel sheet, or in a PowerPoint presentation. Reduce amount of time required to pick and pack a customer order. What solution it need? Let's discuss this part. Everybody is there, right? I have a requirement
Yes.
to reduce the amount of time to pick and pack a customer order. This is my requirement. What you design here? What do you think? In which area of design it fall?
Manufacturing and packing.
Manufacturing and packing, but that is the industry you are talking. I'm already in the manufacturing industry. Now tell me how I can improve pick and pack time. And the answer says you have to build a process model.
That's right.
Right? It means if you are a BA, you need to be understand. If I'm a BA, if Bukola is a BA, we have to be understand that in which category this design to build. Instead of this, if I mention bring a new tool, boss, fine, you bring a tool, but how the tool will work, we need a process on the place. You want to learn BA terminologies. We have a process model for the same. This is a process. The training is a process I'm giving you now. Record and assess a medical patient history. If I want to know about Hitesh, Bukola or Vumi, the background in which domains they are working, I need something on the screen. Some fields I need which identified. Hitesh is filling the form to get admission in the college. College want to know that how much earning or the annual income Hitesh father has. They have to put one field there to get that in requirement.
Atul,
If they put yes, go ahead.
This screen mockup, can be a CRM as well. What do you think? Because we record and access patient's history in that.
You are going in the tool.
Okay.
CRM is the tool, but where you implement,
Correct.
where you put that screen.
Okay. Okay.
Putting the screen is the putting the thing, information on the tool is a CRM. That's fine. I can say CRM, Salesforce, ServiceNow, any tool you use.
Anything.
But
Yeah.
where to do that part? In which component you want to do that part? In which area you want to pick up that part? It cannot be process because process is already there to get a user to get a patient information. But where I can access that part, that is the screen. It is not required model. Maybe it can be dashboard, but in the dashboard, single person view will be shown. That's fine. Maybe on the top of the screen, you can put a dashboard as well. That how many patients I have who has the BP up to this range, ECG up to this range, how many are the heart patients, all the things will be there. So being a consultant, we are analyzing this thing. Let's go a little more. Provide information in English and French.
Prototype, text display.
Simple, right?
Okay.
So what I need that if someone start typing in English, they should get the information the French as well. Language translator is one of the way to do that part, but I have to build that prototype. Prototype means something which I can see that if I'm writing in English like Google Translator.
That's
what is that? If you just write one word, it will identify the language. So these are the prototype. So these things we have to be understand now. That if I have a requirement, which area I need to pick it up.
I was about to ask you the same. We should think about the way or path, but not the end result, which can be tool or whatever.
See, end result is that I want to show this thing. This is my end result. But to kick off, to start this, we have one path. We need one way. Maybe now you are saying prototype is fine. For this to implement this requirement, I need a translator in the place.
Right.
Where to translate? I cannot translate on the screens. I cannot translate on the hard paper. I can translate only in some of the toolets available. It can be any tool I can pick up. Which tool my company is using, I can use that tool to translate that part. Right now, if I see this, develop business strategy, goal and objective for a new business. Develop business strategy, goal and objective of a new business. If I want to achieve a new goal, then I have to build the capability here. Now everybody, every company is participating in a number of other big brands, Microsoft, ServiceNow, Salesforce, CRM, Jira, a lot of are there. Why? Because they want to be develop a new business and they're building their capabilities. Correct? So these things, being a consultant, being an analyst, we have to be understand. It is not like it is the only design path. No, maybe it is something else in your mind. Maybe practice model. Something you can say it's absolutely can be practice model. Yes, it can be practice model. Maybe I remove the word business. Let's have a capability model, technology capability model. Because they're talking about the business, let's have a business. I want to develop IoT, automation and RPA. And the design fall in the technology area. If I already have a capability, how to get the partnership with the brands now. So that is the thing we have to be understand here. And here is something cycle goes here. Design, design, design and outcome. Business requirement. Why do I want it? Stakeholder says, what are the needs? ये अपने लोग हैं. These are the people to whom we work day in day out. Solution. What do I want? And transition. What are the conditions to go for the new requirements or the next phase? So this cycle work in this manner only. Every year we get a business requirement that communicated to the stakeholder. It come to us as a solution and we do the transition. Maybe this year we will be going on the BA course. Next year we will find, oh no, let's go some agile or something else. Requirement will be changed. Okay, clear everyone? Any doubt?
No, it's all clear.
Right. Where rest of the guys? Bhumi, Bukola, sorry, yeah, Bhumi, Bukola, and Funmi. Any doubt? Any question?
It's clear.
Okay, great. So let's stop the recording here. Okay, because we done on these 2 chapters now and going to follow the book now from the going forward. Okay, but now actual things has been started. This section is important. Requirement allocation and collaboration. Very interesting. Okay. Sure. Let me stop the recording and take attendance now quickly.